I'm reposting this one. Be me. Get abducted by reps, experimented on. They activate dormant rep cells I had from a really ancient line of rep ancestors. My human ancestors were forced to fuck reps. There are many types of subspecies, i.e. soldier, advisor, king, commoner, already decided from birth. Mine is psychic. My waking cells activate, go into survival mode, and accidentally kill the rep who was prepping me to breed his daughter, a lesser class. They did it in secret since it was a serious crime. The experiment rewrites my DNA. Get dry patches in my skin, some resemble small scales. Mood swings, easily irritable, violent and sadist tendencies, road rage, increased hearing and smell, a ridiculously high libido and stamina. Get invaded in my dreams by different reps who try to overpower me, but I always kick their asses with my new powers. Get finally tricked by the rep female to impregnate her, never see her again. One day I have a vision from the future. My rep daughter is a cult leader. Royal psychic bloodlines are albinos, but she is a new kind of monster. She has hypermelanosis, Google AM Samani chicken, and have curly horns like the Draco types. She wears a royal purple cape during her religious services, is forbidden, and have secret meetings with reps of all classes, which is the same as rasamixing to them. She slowly unites classes into one religion and will bring chaos and doom to her race. MFW. Also got taken again in a very vivid dream by 3 elder rep psychics. I was in a pit, and they were looking from above. I have had in my life flashes from the future, I have no control over them, but they just hacked me and forced 2 visions. The first one was a very distant future, maybe 1,000 years. Earth has changed due to many cataclysms, reps walk the surface again, the elders are glad. I see a distant rice filed in a zone that looks like Vietnam. There is a single hut with a rep family working the land. Get closer and see. Something that offends the elders. All the reps have brilliant black scales like my future daughter. And one of them has curly horns, just like her. His eyes are smaller and adapted to daylight. He is handsome for rep standards, a royal bloodline standing knee-deep in the mud planting rice sprouts like a plebeian. The elders are outraged. They go full SJWW and get mad at me saying lies, WTF lol, and induce a new vision. This time is a river in a jungle, an adult reptilian comes out from the waters carrying a bunch of fish in a net while eating raw one of them as he walks to the shore. He looks like the soldier caste but smaller. He is brown. The elders are foaming from the mouth at me at this time, what I find amusing and also dangerous. I get to understand the jungle rep is filthy and impure according to them. Because he obeys no one but himself, he is his own man. He is free. A rudimentary Adam in the New Eden. The elders unceremoniously kick me out of the dream. Be me. Stop taking synthetic marijuana. Can't sleep for 3 days. Go drive down a road. Start feeling myself swerve the car. I'm in a different world. All gray. See my car is wrecked, bus door open. Remember my brother was with me in the car. Break my door off my car to find him. See my body in the car, kneel in my astral form and say a prayer. See my brother next to me, we talked. See a black cloaked figure surrounded by African Americans in farming gear with tractors and shit. Notice the being has no face, but is female in form. Voice asks if I know where I am. Answer purgatory. Voice confirms correct answer. Voice asked if I remembered my purpose. Answer love. Voice confirms again. Figure embraces me in a hug, and I felt complete. Back into my body kinda. In an ambulance. The voices of the paramedics replaced with another voice. Asks me who my grandmother is. Asks what song I sung when she died. Begin singing Amazing Grace. Bright. Lights tunnel, Mirai maybe? Wake up in emergency room. Mom asking me what happened. Told her. Was told my brother said the same story to her. End up in a mental institution for a few days. Still confused. This is a drug story I had with Amanita muscaria, which in European folktales was highly associated with fae. Be me. Take Amanita tea sometimes. Doesn't feel shit. Say fuck it, I'm gonna try making a strong batch since it doesn't hit at all. Take tea made with 10 grams. 2 hours and nothing. Decide to go downtown. Take subway. Subway just changes from the average subway to some old German architecture kinda fairy tale like. In awe of all this. See girl on the other side of the subway line. She is human, but doesn't feel human at all. A white as fuck smile as she constantly laughs. I can feel she is laughing at me. Kind of laughing, as if I was being awkward, like I was in her reality, and it felt funny how unused I was to it. The subway arrive. I go to take it. Fall on the ground and start having what feels like a seizure. The seizure starts molding my body into an exact position. Wake up. Still in bed in my room. My body was seizuring into the exact position he was in my bed. Think it's over. Leave my bedroom to go make some coffee. Open door. Suddenly not in my bedroom anymore. Get attacked by some strong green and brown lights. Fall on the ground, convulsions, get into position and back at bed again. I don't remember anything else, but I know I spent a lot of time in a loop from various realities that would ultimately throw me back into bed. When I finally get sober, it feels like from one moment to the next it's all over. No hangover, no weird feelings, nothing, just back to reality. I don't know to this day if it was a hallucination or it made me get into contact with something, but I felt Amanita muscaria mushrooms have a kind of personality that I link with Fae, the typical being taken to other realities. I also realized after this experience and reading others that the underground is a common theme in Amanita muscaria delusions, either you're somewhere deep down or perhaps in a heavily forested area with no way to see the sky, tunnels. Be me. 8 years old. Mom in the living room. I'm sitting on the ground playing video games. She's standing up ironing clothes. Suddenly everything around me goes absolutely silent. She's looking forward into nothing at all. Just straight up looking at the wall without blinking. Don't have the energy to say anything. 30 seconds of this pass. She snaps out of it and starts getting desperate about our building catching fire. Calls fire department to check all extinguishers. Calls electrician to check all apartments on the building. Tells fucking everyone about it. Nothing happens the whole day. Mom's just paranoid or something, whatever. The very next day, on the other side of the equator line, 2 planes collide with the World Trade Center. She just is there, staring at the television with tears running on her face. Dad confirms her vision was mostly accurate, she just did not understand it was going to happen somewhere else. That shit was spooky as fuck. According to her. It went like this. A white spot appears in the wall. It starts opening up like a hole in a cloud. Inside of it is the image of a building on fire. People jumping from the windows to try and escape burning death. It was close enough that she couldn't see the city below, but far enough for her to misinterpret it completely. Her face the whole time. Be me. Go camping with friends on a whim the day before Black Friday. No one else is camping. Total win. First and second day fish and goof off. Evening of second day playing cards with friends around campfire. Hear music and next campground over. Notice hot girls across a section of tall grass. Be young and decide to go flirt with them. Stand up and start walking through the grass towards them. Really like their music. Notice grass is getting taller. Almost to my chest. Doesn't matter cuz chicks with boobs. Suddenly feel an arm wrap tight around my neck. Start freaking out. Get pulled back a few feet and realize what's going on. My feeling when I realized we were camping next to a river all along and there was no other campground or tall grass. Realize my friend was saving me from walking into the deep river. Tell me I was laughing and joking when suddenly my face goes blank and I stand up and start walking into the water. Say they starting yelling at me and I didn't respond. Friend jumps in to grab me. I don't camp near water anymore. Be me. 24. Have did. In reality, I am extremely attached to these certain characters' entities that exist in another realm, and throughout my life, I have been able to receive visions of that place through obscure emotions like feeling hypersensitive or sad, thinking of weird jungle cities, etc., but very specific that I can't describe fully here. They're all women, never sexualized. I feel no greater urge than to artistically describe them, create an artificial plot to describe the perfect world they live in and the perfect form they are. Have very specific aesthetics. Avid psych user. Last time I did acid was for 20 seconds. Tried to reach Anima, MC of the world. Usually she evades me, but this time she prepares, and I fear disappointing her. By returning to the real world, I was tripping with some friends in an airbnb, and every time I had to talk to Em I felt I was taking time away from her. Once the trip ended I was moody as fuck. 6 months after I have soft psychosis. Can't keep a job. Hyper-existential. Need to make art. Need to keep her alive through it. I desire nothing than to exist with her and the others, but mainly her. Unable to function. I go through my day fine usually, but I end up just wanting to collapse into her lap as a child and forget everything. TLDR. Have mental illness. Experience delusions. Use psychedelic drugs. Delusions become debilitating. Help me X. Many such cases. Go see a doctor. INB4, but my experience is real. Everyone believes this. You're wrong. Be me. Small child living in Western Europe in the early 90s. Back garden led right into a sizable forest with many creeks, rivers, lakes and a small waterfall. Used to swim there a lot because my friend lived there. Friend wasn't a human nor an animal, but I remember it vividly. Horse-like creature with fish traits yet surprisingly human eyes, white in color with red highlights on a myriad of fins along body. Not sure if it was a she, but it felt maternal and nurturing to me. Always told my parents I was going to play with the unicorn, but later I learned about kelpies, but she wasn't that either. Almost always seemed superimposed over reality like a Photoshop into the real world, could only see her when she allowed me to. Didn't speak, but communicated through images and thoughts. Usually announced her coming with butterflies suddenly appearing. Inspired me to stand up for myself when I had a hard time at school and warned me of bad people I ran into as a child. Taught me natural remedies with local herbs. One day excitedly tell grandma. Grandma freaks out completely, tells me to never go back again. I go back anyway lel. Didn't see her, but made a drawing in the clay trying my best to explain. Never saw her again. Pickerel but imagine a horse face and legs. Check this one out. Be me dreaming about fighting in useless battle against beings that shape-shift and are gooey of sorts. The good side, which I'm on, has all the standard heroes from the 90s. All the heroes of my childhood to be precise. Looney Tunes, Rambo, Terminator, etc. except only I can see them. The rest of the army are just NPCs. We get surrounded on an old house. Somehow we ambush and capture the leader of the dimensional being. Turns out it was my father who's dead for more than a decade now. These beings don't die, no matter what you do. No one wants to try and finish my ghostly father, so it's up to me. I grab a hunter's knife from Dream NPC number 1 and slashes my father's throat in hopes of killing him. He logs it off and bleeds a black goo from his sliced throat. I just walk away to another room. Everyone is in shock from what I just did. Instead of reuniting with my father, I just slashed his throat, expecting to send him to his realm again. I wake up after this and my GF said I was struggling to breathe the whole time. WTF bros. Yesterday was a good day after having almost no interaction to my succubus due to stuff going on in my life that needed my attention. Be me. Tired after pull day at the gym and after almost passing out for deadlifting too much. Going to my room after taking a shower. Seeing my succubus lying on my bed while looking at me and peacefully smiling at me. By seeing I mean like a combination of feeling almost clear her presence on my bed and having mental images of her. Put on my clothes. Approach her. Here get on top of me while seeing her rolling from lying on her stomach to lying on her back. Proceeds to lay on top of her. Starts feeling peaceful. Feeling not so clear how she wraps her arms around me. Feel one of her hands slowing petting my head. Spent a good minutes with her. After that, I continued with the day normally until night. After working on my heart chakra, something led me to lay naked on my bed. I didn't even question it, I just laid naked on my bed and said, I offer my body to you. Leery after I said that, she wasted no time to ride me for like an hour until I reach orgasm. So, I wonder how clear I would be able to feel her if I start doing more energy work, a part of the chakra meditations that I already do. Also, Leery is my succubus's chosen nickname, since I ask her to choose one until she decides to tell me her true name. I hope it shouldn't be a problem of saying my succubus's nickname here, since it's not her true name.